Welcome ladies and gentlemen, I'm Rowan from Eyachts and we're here on the Greenline 58 in the beautiful harbour of Cannes. We're just about to go for a sea trial on this boat, put it through its paces and see what it's all about. While we're out cruising around, we're going to do a great walkthrough through the boat and see all its features that make this boat so synonymous in the industry. Now while we're here on the back deck, I just want to point out we have a great high-low swim platform, integrated steps into the platform for safety, but it's a really multi-function boat this. We've got just a plather of entertaining areas throughout the entire vessel. Starting from the rear here, we've got a lovely little seating area here. While the kids are out swimming and playing or the tenders coming in and you're waiting, this is a great place to hang out. And it's also going to double up as a garage. So hidden away here, we've got a massive area, great place to stow all your toys and boating goods. A little great feature that they've done on this boat, and you don't see it too often, is just great little shower head. Obviously if you want to have a shower from coming out of the water, there's also a neat little pole that comes here so you can have it set up just like a regular shower. As we make our way to the rear cockpit, I think this is going to be one of the real points of difference of this boat. Where the conventional boat, you're seating across the rear here looking forward, now we're facing fore and aft, looking at each other in communication, but this is the view you really want. You want to be looking out to the water to what we're actually got a boat for. This is a great little table. We can fit 6 people really comfortably, but you can also get an extension of this to make it a nice dining for 8. Another nice feature is a little integrated track here, and up in the roof we have a sunshade, so for those afternoon hot days, bring it down and cool this area down, plus add a little bit of privacy to the main cabin if you're in a situation like here where you're stern to the dock, which is probably a little bit more prominent in Europe than our Australian conditions. Smart little feature here is the Harken pop-up winches. Now while we're not going to probably utilise these as much in Australia, it is still a great little feature where push of a button, this is a docking winch and it comes up. We're not in use, it's nice and flush and out of the way and not looking ugly. A lot of the Greenline DNA is very evident in this boat, where we have just a smooth transition from outside to in. Everything's all in one level, but I absolutely love the galley here. We've got a big, large opening window. The servery will open up to become a bar, and we've just given ourselves so much space that if you're in here preparing food, you're one and connected between the people on the rear cockpit, or for those who are sitting inside, you're the central piece of this boat, which I think is very important. Now this galley is a chef's dream. We have a 4-burner Miele induction cooktop, we have a Miele oven, rubbish bins and Miele dishwasher. This is perfect for entertaining. Every little area of this boat has been thought about. Now with a lot of galleys or even your home kitchen, there's always corners that are a lost use of space, but not on the Greenline 58. So we open up the cupboard in all 4 corners. You've got this real smart little spin-out storage, great for the corners of the galley. And also massive refrigeration here to starboard side. Fridge on the top, freezer at the bottom, and large storage further aft being a pantry. There's a lot of really nice touches just with this galley alone. You know, just from the curved timbers here, the little recesses all the way around the galley to keep everything stable while underway. I think it's a nice touch that needs to be on a boat. Even just for washing up, having a pull-out faucet is a welcome touch. Moving further forward, a good sized wine fridge, perfect for about 30 bottles, and can change the temperatures to have red and white wine, whichever temperature you want them. There's a plethora of storage throughout this entire boat, and I think one of the great key features to it is underneath the galley here we have a huge storage space. It could either be a crew cabin, a pantry, a utility cupboard, anything, but it is massive. It's full standing height in there with multiple entrances to get in and out. As we come further forward, I think one of the nice touches of having Marco Casali as the designer of interior and exterior of this boat in particular is this table. You've seen it originally on the Greenline 45, they're doing it on the 48, and now they're doing it on the 58. And I think it's just a nice welcome touch, but it really is a centerpiece of this whole saloon and dining area. You can also have this as a drop down to make this into more of a lounging area. Over to our starboard side, we have a nice pop-up TV. So if you want to be hanging out here in the evening, watch your favourite shows. While the captain is upstairs driving this boat on the sea troll, I just want to point out some of these key features down here. We have a great lower helm. It doesn't really miss anything from the upstairs. We have huge Simrad screens, twin screens. We've got the controls here for the engines, thrusters, engine controls. Everything's very ergonomically placed for ease of use. And obviously with this beautiful leather seat for the helm, you can have it in multi-function stage depending on your height and length, or if you're wanting to stand or lean against it as a bolster. Having a Simrad navigation on here, it beautifully interacts with the Greenline systems. We've got C-Zone, but we've also, if you do go for a hybrid system, it all comes up through the Simrad screens for monitoring and use. With most Greenlines, we have a great side access door. It's obviously great for docking, that if we're using the lower helm, we have full visibility and use, but also as cross ventilation when you're at anchor if you don't want to run your air conditioning. Now here is where cruising up into the Port of Cairn. We're sitting at about 10 knots here, fuel rate of 25 litres per hour, and the load's just under 50%. Obviously we can speed this thing up to a fast cruising speed of 18 knots and a top end speed of 25 knots. As we slowly pick up the speed here, picking up to load to 70%, rate of 60 litres per engine, 13 knots as we're slowly coming onto the plane. We're going to bring the trim down to give it a nice angle, and the visibility is perfect as we're coming up onto the plane. No loss of visibility. With all the large windows, we have a perfect panoramic view of the sea and for safety. I'm going to speed it a little bit further up. All right, now we're up to 20 knots and the speed is still building. Fuel usage obviously does increase to around this 140 litres an hour, but as we will level out, that will decrease. Sitting about 97% load, 24 knots, and this boat is handling absolutely beautiful. Really light steering, which is quite nice to see. And as we go through these waves, it just handles it with ease. Now we're sitting pretty much at 100% load and just under 25 knots, but this boat has got full tanks of water and fuel, so not going to see the full effects. It's going to slow it down, and I think with these boats especially, I've seen it with the Greenline 48, 45, 18 knots is a real sweet spot for this boat, really just to plough through the conditions comfortably. This morning on the Mediterranean Sea, it's an absolute glass out. There is quite a few other boats out there, so we are cutting through lots of waves, but we don't have any sea state to feel those effects. But after being on most of the range of the Greenline boats, I can attest that they really do just handle the sea conditions beautifully. So this boat has 3 engine packages. This one here, we're on the Cummins 715 horsepower, which is the mid-range of the 3. We can have hybrid on this engine. If you do want the extra speed and the power, we can step it up to the Caterpillar 1000 horsepower. If you need it, it's not necessary. This boat does 25 knots, it's economical, obviously with the Greenline hull, which is synonymous for hybrid technology, so we have to have a nice efficient hull to keep this boat powered. Let's bring this boat down to a slower cruising speed. We'll get back to 12 knots because I think this will be a nice long range cruise for our Australian coast. And now we're sitting at around just under 40 litres per hour, 35 litres per engine. Now we're at 10 knots, which is a very economical speed, and around 25 litres per hour per engine. So this is a really comfortable speed. So as we're coming into the master cabin, this is a massive cabin. Great head height, 6.5 foot of head height, and full beam master with beautiful hull windows. But I think what they've done here, which is really nice, as you come in, you've got a large ensuite, the main entry, a large walk-in closet, perfect for all your hanging and folding needs. But also, as you walk through this whole cabin, there's drawers and spaces everywhere for all of your clothing and storage needs. Obviously up here we can mount a nice large TV while laying in bed. It's a perfect position. There are quite a few different layout options in here and how we utilise this space. The way this boat has been used, we've got a beautiful vanity unit there, large mirror, all little spaces here for all your bits and bobs and jewelries and makeup. This will be a lovely place to prepare for a night out while also looking out into the yonder of the Mediterranean Sea. The Casale touch with this boat, obviously having that Italian styling, is lots of soft leathers, materials, some beautiful timber work and a few different colours just to touch off and make it that homely feel. Lighting is an abundance on this boat, obviously with the full hull windows, but also nice discreet lighting. We've got some mirrors here to bounce light off. It really has a great touch thanks to Marco Casali. On the port side here, similar to the Greenline 45, you can have a nice lounging area if you're wanting as a reading nook, which will be perfect while looking out these windows. You can have it flipped around, so you don't have to have it just on the port side. You can also have it on the starboard side as well. Perfectly positioned in the master cabin, you've got a washing machine and dryer combo. The master ensuite doesn't disappoint either. Obviously a good sized shower here, a nice little seating area here, as well as an area to put your shampoos, soaps and whatnot. The rain showers in every cabin are unreal. I would love to be having a shower on this hot day, but if the rain shower's not enough, we've still got a handhold shower in here as well. The Casali touch has been seen throughout this whole boat. You can see he's gone outside the box from the norm. We've got some natural light behind this mirror with a nice curved finish. Now on the starboard side mid-cabin, this is quite a multi-function room. As you see it now sitting, we've got two twin beds. You can have a double. You can also have an office space in here with a work desk, a couch. It can also be used as a bed, so you can really get the best of both worlds by still having a 3-cabin boat with an office space here for those who are still working while cruising. Quite smart on this boat, so we've got a dayhead toilet here, which also has an access door to the starboard side mid-cabin. But you know, we walk in here, they're quite smart use of space by curving the shower with glass. And now we're in the shower here. Quite a lot of space, huge rain shower above. And as I said, just the nice touches throughout the bathroom areas to make it feel like a quite grand and with the stone look. Top it off, we've got a little hand shower for your needs. Quite smart use of space here. They've obviously got a vanity mirror, medicine cabinet style here, but also just this little touch of storage to put your hand towels, some soap and whatnot. The front cabin of this boat is impressive as the rest of it. Considerably a master cabin on a lot of boats. Great head height here, all the natural light thanks to the cutout in the bulwarks upstairs, but also in the hull windows here. I think what's quite important, and many boats don't do it, is to have natural ventilation. So if you don't want to run your air conditioning, you still have windows in the main hull windows. As I mentioned in some of the other parts of the boat, thanks to the Casali Italian touch, they've done a bit of a contrast of timber. So you've got the teak here, the teak timber, as well as the rosewood for the cupboards. And you'll see that through the boat. They're subtle touches, but just a nice way to break up the whole ambience of this boat. On the port side, we walk into a nice ensuite, and once again, just like all the other cabins, you've got a great rain shower, and you know, all the walls are finished off to give that sort of natural stone look, and it really just adds a great touch to this boat of super yacht quality. Both port and starboard side has a nice cupboard space for all your clothing needs. There's some little knickknacks, cupboards on either side, as well as a bit of a vanity space on the port side here. So up here on the Flybridge, we have this great wet bar. I think this is going to be awesome for our Australian mentality. Nice big barbecue, preparation space, and a good size sink to clean up. Underneath the wet bar, a little bit of storage, a good size Vitrifrigo refrigerator, keeping all the drinks cold, plus an ice maker to top it off. As we make our way forward, we've got a really lovely settee area here for dining on the Flybridge. What's quite smart is you can have it nicely folded in when not using it for dining or entertaining. Open it up, and like a lot of the Greenline models, we have a teak insert which is handy for drinks, or have it that way for a nice flush look. Quite smartly, this seating area is having a multifunction backrest. So for dining, we have the backrest forward, otherwise for a bit more lounging, have it this direction. There's quite a lot of great zones for entertaining on this boat. Here on the starboard side, just behind the helm, nice smaller little table, but it really interconnects with the rest of the Flybridge area here, and still really comfortable. We've got a nice firm cushions, nice and comfortable for lounging or sitting up here while entertaining. As we move our way up front, obviously we've got room for 2 people at the helm, but also on the port side we can have another 2 to 3 people. Can be some seating as well as a bit of a lounging area thanks to an extension of this area here. Now this would probably be my preferred place while underway, just because it's so comfortable, looking forward, beautiful salt air in your face, but there really is a massive amount of places to be used and entertained on this boat. Synonymous with the Greenline brand is of course solar panels. And this boat does not disappoint, housing 4 kilowatts of solar, both on front of the helm here and on top of the Flybridge roof, which is massive to power this boat and regenerate the lithium batteries. I think one of the other great standout features of this boat is the reduction of weight up high, where a lot of people will add massive storage under all this seating area. This is all basically loose furniture. So we have full access all the way around. There's not really any storage up here, but it just reduces the top end weight for stability. Now, as we do make our way to the rear of the Flybridge, we have a huge area back here. So this could be really anything, couple of chase lounges, bean bags, or just somewhere to hang out and have a few drinks. The railing height on here is quite nice and comfortable. And it's an oval where everyone always does a round stainless rails everywhere. They've gone quite different here, which is nice and unique, being an oval shaped tube. Now, after just completing a sea trial out on the Mediterranean Sea, walking around this boat is quite easy. Everywhere you go, you have somewhere to hold on to, whether it be up here or on the staircase. And I think what's quite important is having a nice deep step. You're never feeling like you're climbing a ladder. It's a nice comfortable transition both up and down to the Flybridge. As we make our way forward, just want to point out you've got nice fashion plates here to give protection and also a great look. We've got great height of the handrails and everything just feels safe. We've even got protection from the weather all the way to the helm area of down here. As we're coming in here into the Port of Calm, which is absolutely stunning here of the boat show, just want to point out the vast seating areas we do have here. You've got a great lounging area forward of the main cabin, lifting backrests, and just like many of the Greenline models, we've got a nice sun awning that will open up and cocoon this area for added comfort from the sun. Great point of difference for our Australian climate. I love the mood lights that we have on this boat. We're seeing these mood lights on so many boats now, and I think it's a must on all these. Plus some little cup holders, things to place your drinks, phone holder just here. Now, as we lift the backrest here, this will just make for a beautiful lounging area on the bow. Now, I think what's great with this model, where so many boats have a long slanted front window which adds extra heat inside the cabin here, Greenline on this boat have angled up the front window to a more vertical appearance, which is going to reduce heat massively inside, but also this great overhang too, which I think is going to be a very important feature for our Australian hot climate. This is going to transpire to saving power for the air conditioning and keeping the whole inside more climatised. On this boat here we have a beautiful ultra anchor all the way forward to top off the beauty of this boat, but also the nice strong cleats that you'll see everywhere. There's no shortage of cleats and places to tie your boat up, but I could just see myself sitting here at the sunset, cocktail in hand, and having a great social encounter up here on the bow. I think there's seating for 7 just in this small area here, and plus obviously we've got more lounging area, which is great to see. Guys, I hope you like this walkthrough. I'm Rowan from Eyachts. If you like this video, like and subscribe, and look forward to speaking further about this great boat.